Have either of you watched the new Castlevania?
I have not. I have not seen past the first 4 episodes.
Of, like,
I've
the
seen
original
none of it.
series?
What now?
Wait, and then you say you haven't seen the first. Do you mean of the original series of like Trevor, the Trevor?
Yeah, the
Season
original
or-
4 where it was the movie and they broke it up into 4 parts. I have not seen past that.
Is there any particular reason as to why?
No, not really.
You know,
I
it's
just
really
kind of-
good past that.
I just kind of put it down and then I got rid of my Netflix account.
Got it. I see.
So, for no other reason really than I just kind of lost access to it.
Well, should you happen to, I don't know, find a Netflix account that falls off the back of a truck? It's really good. The new stuff. And the old stuff. The old stuff is actually better than the new stuff. But the new stuff is still pretty good in its own right.
Yeah, I just kind of not watched a whole lot of anime lately.
Who are you?
Um,
Feeling okay?
yeah.
It's a lot of time spent translating manhwa.
I actually put that aside for a little bit, and I got to do more translating soon. I got a couple series I was working on. I got to get back to.
Okay, yeah, seriously, are you feeling okay?
No, but yeah. Actually, I've just been preoccupied with building computers lately.
Oh yeah, no, fair point. Yeah, you actually have
Your
been doing a lot of.
fixation is gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's, all my attention has been going into like parts and builds and things like that. That and making the front rail for the sci-fi conversion for my Steyr AUG.
You're one of your airsoft rifles, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. That looks sick.
I got a 3D design, the like a front handrail for it. And then
I'm sorry, it's a laser what?
What now?
A laser what's it?
A sci-fi rail for conversion for my Steyr AUG, my airsoft rifle.
Okay, but okay. What makes it sci-fi?
It's gonna be like a railgun type, like conversion build.
Yeah, it's just kind of an aesthetic. Yeah, the exterior casing is just kind of converted to look a little bit more like a sci-fi gun, like just has a little bit more of that aesthetic design to it.
I see.
So it looks more like something you'd see in a sci-fi movie or TV show or whatever.
Yeah, I just got to get some UV reactive paint because I have the black light LED strips. And then,
because if anything says the future, it's LED strips.
Of course, LED strips and wires for some reason.
That's never changed. No matter how far we get into the future, that's never changed.
Right? You'd think just wires would go away, but it's just wires everywhere.
The future's actually
you
more
just
wires.
have more things with more wires.
That's how you can tell it's truly like a futuristic society when everything is wireless. No cords.
Except for when there are cords.
Yes. When there are cords.
It's cordless unless it isn't.
Oh, the amount of people that I had to deal with. You said it was wireless. Yeah. That doesn't mean you don't have to plug it into the wall for power.
I'm gonna stand on an island here. I'm gonna make a stand. That's not wireless charging then. I am still on a cable. That's not wireless charging. I had to sell those stupid wireless chargers. I had to look people in the eye and be like, yeah, you plug it in
to the
plug it into the wall, and then you
wall.
just lay your phone on it, and it charges it. And they're like, does it charge it fast? I'm like, no,
It's actually slower.
not faster than plugging it in. Can I use my phone while I'm charging? Well, I mean, it's facing straight up.
If you want to lay on it.
So no, you can't do that either. So what advantage does this have over regular charging?
Convenience.
You can lay your phone on it.
Oh, and guess what? You have the added bonus of overheating your battery.
That's a nice case you have on your phone. It doesn't have a magnet or any, low temperature adhesive on it. That's a problem.
I hope you don't like pop sockets.
Yeah. So
Or
I have
any
to take
sort
my
of
phone out of the
finger
case
ring.
then? Yeah, so think of it like instead of having to plug your phone in, you have to take it out of its case to charge it, which is way more convenient. To look people in the eye and come up with reasons as to why this wireless charger was something that they wanted. And it was the dumbest thing. The dumbest thing.
The only reason to have the Qi charging is for the car.
I'm sorry. Is that how it's
admittedly,
pronounced?
that's convenient.
Yep, it's called
Qi,
it's
yes.
Qi. As in, like,
Mhm.
the Chinese pronunciation of QI is Qi.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
I thought it was key.
6 1/2 dozen the other. Who knows? Chinese is stupid. But it's technically Q is Ch. So QI would be Qi. Technically speaking.
Yeah, I guess I could see it in the car. But that's the only place.
Yeah, it's really the only place.
Yeah,
It's
because you just lay it. Yeah, you just lay it in this little cubby. So if you get into a crash, you're not going to know where it is.
or you have it on the window or vent mount.
And you slowly ruin your battery more and more the more you drive. The phone battery, not the car battery.
It depends on what kind of car you have.
Yeah, I was going to say, it could be the car too.
Because it kind of depends on the phone too, honestly.
You could have a Nissan Leaf, and that's just a... Oh,
A leaf on the wind.
speaking of batteries and cars,
God.
Cybertrucks are
we
starting
go.
to rust.
Starting to? I thought
Like, there was already the thing with, like, the welds rusting because they would use carbon steel filler on stainless steel bodies for the filler rods.
Oh, no.
Now they're actually, like, people are picking up rust spots, like, in the middle of the panels.
Yeah. Fun fact, there's only like 4,000 something Cybertrucks in the wild. So they are you might as well just buy a lottery ticket every time you see one.
Also, you know
And
what?
to think that there are that many problems, that it's that much of an issue,
Did you
that
hear
it comes
about
up
the
that
problem?
often.
Did you hear about the problem? Since it is untreated stainless steel, it absorbs the
Okay.
glue from wraps.
Yes, I did hear about that.
So it will
It's
ghost
hilarious.
it will ghost the images from your wrap into the stainless steel, which is great because I'm pretty sure they made a from factory wrapped Cybertruck.
they did indeed. Yes.
So
So don't take that wrap off because
Yeah. Honestly, it's the only thing protecting the steel at this point. It effectively is acting as paint does.
speaking of wrapping, imagine that I put something witty in that tied that together. Welcome to another episode of today's theme. Like and subscribe if you like that intro. It's a good segue. Don't glare at me. Joining me as always is Asher Dales.
ew.
and Lostronaut.
Hello.
And I have a moral quandary for you gentlemen. Now, I originally heard this somewhere else on some other podcast. I can't remember. But real quick, you have 1,000 grapes in front of you, right? Or yeah, 1,000 grapes in front of you, right? For every grape you eat, you get $50,000. But one of those grapes is poisonous and will kill you. How many grapes are you eating?
All of them.
How poisonous?
It will kill you. If you eat the poisonous grape, it will kill you.
100% chance it will kill me.
Yes, 100% chance.
I'm with Asher. It's nothing but empty vines.
It's so you two are looking for the poison grape?
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me? Got it. Okay.
Eat a grape. Damn it.
I'm not saying
Eat a
I'm
grape.
looking
Damn
for it, but I'm going to be
Oh, boy.
eating grapes.
I'm gonna say 5, maybe 10, depending on how I'm feeling after the 5. And based off of the two of y'all's answer, this is gonna go great. So that was leading into the trolley problem. Are the two of you familiar with the trolley problem?
Well,
I'm sure you are.
divert it to kill the 1 or the 5.
Yes. So you're at a switchboard, trolley's coming down. There's one person tied on the tracks, and then on another set of tracks, there's 5 people. You can control the switch.
You wait
Which
for
is-
the front track to pass the diverter, and then you flip the switch so you get track drift and take them all out.
What is I want a baseline before we go any further on this. I want a baseline from each of you. What is your answer in that scenario? You are operating the switch. It is a binary choice. 1 person, 5 people.
I mean, if you just play the numbers game objectively, you just let the 1 die.
Even if it's already set to hit
Question.
the 5.
So you switch it to the 1. It's just numbers. Objectively, it's just numbers. 1 is less than 5.
So the first one is dying. The sole person is dying.
Yes.
Okay. Regardless of whether or not you have to switch the track.
Yes.
Okay. Lost, you had a question?
Well, it's sort of a part 1, part 2. Do I have a handlebar mustache? And being the answer is absolutely going to be yes, then how big is that handlebar mustache? Then follow up to that is which one of them can't pay the rent?
Are you
They must pay the rent.
How many appendages of yours are twirling the mustache?
Yes.
Why do you have all these tenants? Why do you have 6 tenants?
Because that's how many.
Airbnb.
Because that's how many that needs to afford. They need to afford the rent for 1 room.
Yes. Because Airbnb.
Okay. So I will dignify the first few questions. You have a very large mustache. You are very mustachioed. Right? Yeah. Mustachioed? Mustachioed? Yeah, mustachioed.
Mustachioed.
Right.
Mustachioed.
Mustachioed.
Ralph Mustachio?
Who's dying? The 5 or the 1?
Okay. So I feel like if I invoke Schrodinger in this and I just turn around and I don't see it happen.
Do any
Did it
squishies
happen?
actually squish?
Alternate follow-up. Is there any possible way I can increase the numbers?
Yes, you track drift.
How many people are on that trolley?
You track drift it. So you
Can
wait
I
until the
People
derail
on the trolley
the
are not-
trolley?
The people on the trolley will be unaffected. There's no one on the trolley. It is an autonomous
The
trolley.
people on the trolley. The people on the trolley are unaffected. There are no people on the trolley.
There are no people on the trolley. It's an autonomous trolley.
They're all machines on the trolley.
Yeah.
I may need to reboot.
It's It's a virtual intelligence. All it does is pass butter. And in this instance, pass butter is drive a trolley.
Then I trust that it knows to stop before it hits one of the squishies, or they weren't important enough to stop.
Brake failure. The track is hurtling towards the 5 people. Are you letting it hit the 5 people, or are you switching it to the 1?
If I'm not given a choice, it's switching to the 1.
This is a choice.
It doesn't sound like it is.
It's a very simple numbers equation. 1 is less than 5.
What if I rolled a 20?
So, if the track is set to the 5 for me, right? And I just happen upon it, and I see the switch, and I can either switch it to the 1 or keep it on the 5, I'm keeping it on the 5. And I will defend this statement. Because while you're right, it is a numbers. This is such a ludicrous situation that whoever tied these 5 people on the track could be monsters. Because somebody tied them up and put them on on this track.
I was going to ask, how many of them are healthcare CEOs?
So if I just happen across it, I mean, I could have turned right instead of left and not come across this. So who am I to intervene?
But you did turn right.
I did.
I mean, I gave you 2 answers. Basically, both of them for Schrodinger's trolley problem.
Now, the difference is
the trolley in a box?
No, it's like a quantum superposition. If I turn around and I don't see it happen, do I care?
So the thing is, if it's 1 child and 5 adults, the adults are dying.
Okay, so age will cause you to switch to the 5.
Yes. But if they're all adults or all children, then it's the 1 because 1 is less than 5.
Okay.
And there's no way to get them off the track, because I would assume that they are belted down to the track with like steel, and you can't just run up with a knife and be like, "Oh, you're free."
Yeah. There's no freeing them here. This is all like, you got to make the choice.
1 is less than 5 unless the 1 is a child and the rest are adults. You save the child.
Is that because the child just, I mean, like the 5 adults, they had their time?
Yeah, they had their time.
And the child's a child?
The child is a child. I mean,
that's fair enough.
Also, that goes into the thing. You chose something in your life where somebody was mad enough at you to tie you to train tracks.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you come across 5
at the same
tied
point,
to train tracks. It's like, who put you here? Why are you here?
But at the same point, like,
you don't really have time to listen to them.
If it's a split-second decision where I have to choose between 1 versus 5, without being able to find out the past or the circumstances of which they have been tied to the track, 1 is less than 5. And then if it turns out the 5 are like this just pure evil, I will fix the problem later.
Now, let me ask you this. Same situation as before. Trolley's hurtling down a track towards 5 people. You can switch it. Now, I'm sorry. It's hurtling down a track towards 5 people. You can divert its path, but by diverting its path, it collides another trolley into it. And if you do that, both of the trolleys are derailed. They go down a hill and into a yard where a man is sleeping in a hammock, and he would be killed. Do you switch it?
So it's guaranteed.
I feel like we have their answer.
1 is less than 5
for most of these already. Yeah.
Like I don't. You keep asking this question of me. 1 is less than 5.
Well, I guess, okay, well, hold on. So what if you don't know? Like, you don't know. You know that you're going to collide 2 trolleys together. You don't necessarily know that they're going to derail, tumble down the hill, and kill a man sleeping in a hammock.
Yeah. So if they are empty trolleys that collide with each other, then you let the trolleys collide.
And if the guy in the hammock dies, then the guy in the hammock dies?
Yep. Then it is just pure happenstance fate. That is, it's final. You got final destination. Death wanted you, and it came for you.
It came for you. It came a calling.
In that sort of situation, do you exactly have time to look around and go, who's in the way? Oh, yeah, no, there's that guy a block away.
I mean, look, you got to make, sometimes you got to make those snap decisions. Now, because we can get really ridiculous with the trolley, here's an alternative that I found. A brilliant transplant surgeon has 5 patients, each in need of a different organ, each of whom will die without that organ. There are no organs available to perform any of those 5 transplant operations. A healthy young traveler is passing through the city the doctor works in and comes in for a checkup. In the course of doing the checkup, the doctor discovers that his organs are compatible with all 5 of the dying patients. Should the doctor make that young man disappear and help his 5 patients?
I'm pretty sure I already know that organ transplant waiting lists don't work that way.
Small town. It's like an M. Night Shyamalan town. Very small.
Oh, if this is an M. Night Shyamalan situation, that man is already dead. He's been dead for 5 years. They're all going to get his organs and they'll start rotting from the inside, and it'll just turn into a zombie film. This is the beginning of Living Dead.
Surprise! He was originally a tree.
So what your question is who kills the doctor and gives them the organs that way?
Nah.
The doctor, I assume, is healthy. Great or good, right? Turn it around on you.
So, by the very nature of the question, you do not kill him because even with compatible organs, you don't the success rate is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gambling on a gamble.
In this instance, then you are going against the straight numbers.
Yeah, because it's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it could in fact prolong their life in a way that is detrimental to them because organ rejection is not fun.
Yeah, because you can have there's weeks and weeks of needing to be monitored after an organ transplant, and it doesn't always take.
Now, presumably, it does say a brilliant transplant surgeon. So, it
doesn't matter.
That has nothing.
That has nothing to do with it. It is
in the event of this being a numbers game. It is just the statistical anomaly. Well, not the anomaly, but the statistical chances of rejection is higher regardless of anything else.
So the healthy vagrant lives.
Yes.
And the 5 locals die.
Yes.
If they were going to die that quick from not having the organ, that organ was probably not going to save them.
Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting. All right.
Yes, because it's not an imminent death. The 1 versus 5 is not imminent.
I mean, that is probably better than having a zombie outbreak on your hands. I postulated would happen.
How we're still a little stuck on the zombie. The zombie outbreak is not an actual option in this.
But why not? Let's explore the question of why not? Why is the zombie apocalypse not an option?
What is an appropriate answer to this question? Let's explore that.
I regret calling it a small M. Night Shyamalan town. That's on me. That's on me.
Listen, I am trained on mostly internet junk. You got to be real careful with the inputs, okay?
So let's get a little crazy with this. The ship of Theseus trolley problem. All right, you ready?
Okay.
You're at the switchboard. If you do not pull the lever, one person will be crushed to death instantly. So there's one person on the tracks. If you do pull the lever, the trolley will divert onto a 1,000-mile stretch of track with one person tied down at the end of it. As the trolley rolls down the track, a crew will systematically switch out every piece of the original trolley with a replacement part. Did the trolley that you diverted kill the man at the end of that 1,000 miles?
Okay. Roughly how long, maintenance breaks included, is it going to take this trolley to kill that man?
I mean, are we calculating the speed of the trolley?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking me for? Because we have the distance.
Yes. Yeah, we have a distance. Now we need time. And then there's a variable there with how long to each of the, because it is being a ship of Theseus, I assume they are systematically replacing every part on there. So that by the time the trolley, okay. Okay, my guess is if the man hasn't died of starvation, he probably deserves it.
You're keeping him alive.
So that's a interesting way to phrase the question, because that means the work crew that is replacing all of the parts
complicit.
Are the ones responsible. You're not responsible because all you did was set it down that one track. But the crew is able to dismantle the trolley.
They are able to dismantle the trolley. They could stop this.
Okay, so
it's
I go
on
back
them.
to how long would this take?
So this would take so the average trolley moves between 12 to 16 miles per hour. Estimating at the top end of that speed, it would take 62 and a half hours to cross the 1,000 miles, which means this guy's dead in less than 3 days. So, I mean, honestly, you wouldn't even have to feed him. You really wouldn't even have to give him water. He'd be in bad shape.
Dead.
But
He wouldn't last much longer than that, but he certainly would be dead longer than that after the trolley. Because,
I mean,
do you know how long maintenance on a machine that size takes, especially if you are systematically replacing every part?
Also, give me a pry bar and an acetylene torch and I can take out a section of track and just have this problem is solved.
in 62 and a half hours.
Yeah. It's not hard to pull up route track. It actually isn't.
So
I mean, it's also not hard to steal a couple of Jersey barriers, throw them in the back of a pickup truck, and drop them off somewhere. Ask me how I know.
I feel like we're burying the lead here. Is the trolley that you diverted the same trolley by the time it hits this man?
He's just as dead either way.
It's a different trolley.
Is it?
Because there's no attachment to that trolley. There's no it's not like they were crewed. It's not like the ship of Theseus where it was crewed and slowly replaced. Whereas the trolley is just, there's a new trolley on the track.
So are you in any way culpable?
No.
For that man getting squished by a trolley?
It's the crew that is dismantling the trolley and then building a new trolley to go squish the guy.
Okay. All right.
It is not.
I'm not gonna take ownership of a bus crash because I sat on it once.
I mean, you're doing a little bit more than sitting on it. So then by this logic, then Theseus's ship is not Theseus's ship. By the end, if every piece is replaced, it is not the same ship.
It's not the same ship, but it is.
So then how are you not the one who diverted that trolley? If it's not, but it is.
Because you didn't replace anything on the trolley. You didn't say... You did, like, here's the thing, is did you instruct the crew,
that crew is doing their job. They're just doing their job.
Yeah, but
same as you. Your job is the switchboard. Their job is to swap out the parts if you swap the switch.
So how
either
do you
way,
know about the man 1,000 miles away, tied up, slowly dying of dehydration?
You're informed of his existence.
How?
A radio, walkie-talkie.
And in reference to the exact action you are performing right now.
This is a really silly question, because once again, it's not like you're like over a lifetime of the trolley. It's getting slowly replaced part by part. There's a new trolley on the tracks like the next day. It is not the same trolley.
Feels like,
but the ship of
just
Theseus
feels like Kirkland brand Saw by A24 Films.
Like the ship of Theseus is the same. It is still the ship of Theseus because it is still being crewed and used as the ship, and slowly
so that
replaced.
Trolley is the same trolley. That
No,
you
it's
diverted.
not. No, it's not, because there is no usage of it as the same trolley. Because if there's a crew dismantling it over the course of 3 days, there's nobody else on the trolley. There's nobody using the trolley.
Longer than 3 days.
There's nobody using the trolley as a trolley.
So is the ship of Theseus the friends we made along the way?
It's the squished people that have been run over on the tracks along the way.
I don't understand how you can say that the ship of Theseus is the ship of Theseus, and then simultaneously say that you do not share some responsibility in the squishing of this man.
So here's the thing.
Because it's a different trolley.
So here's the thing. I look at it as my computer. I have been slowly upgrading it ever since I got it. And besides the case, it's not the same computer. I have replaced every single part of the computer except for the case, but it's still my computer.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that has a measurable, like a measurable change on, like something you can that is tangible, a performance difference.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like, very literally, the only original part is the case. I've replaced every other part along the way, but I still consider it to be the same computer because it is the computer that has just sit at my side ever since I got it. Doesn't matter how many parts I've replaced on it. I've used it day in and day out as my computer.
Then I think you're just as guilty as the crew that's swapping out those parts.
No, because I'm not using the trolley as the trolley. It's a different trolley. The crew has dismantled. I did not dismantle and rebuild that trolley. Another
what did this
crew
man do to you that you tied him up 1,000 miles away to let him slowly perish as the actual threat of a trolley might kill him first? That's almost what kind of weird Dom session is this? Like, what kind of fear play?
You hit on it. It's a Kirkland brand Saw thing, you know.
Okay. I want to know what goes through your mind to accept responsibility for something that isn't yours. Because the only responsibility of that
in motion. You're the one who set it in motion.
But you're not the one that replaced everything. There is an entirely separate crew that has the ability to dismantle the trolley while it is in motion.
The crew works for her. The crew works for. You haven't figured this out. This is a Bond film. This is no Mr. Bond. I expect you to die. Give him exactly enough time for him to get out. 3 days. He needs 3 days. Really? Is he that shit?
If it makes it easier for you both to conceptualize these, sure. This is a. Do you want to play a game trolley room situation that I have elaborately put on.
Yeah, like I just don't get how you can't see that it's not the same trolley because you had nothing to do with replacing the trolley.
You know they have to stop the trolley to replace parts, right?
No, I
like that takes
you
time.
set it in motion.
I constructed an elaborate system of pulleys and winches that keeps it moving at the same speed for when any parts that would disable it need to be replaced.
Yeah, but you're not
so
replacing
you're
the parts on it. So the crew is able to dismantle the entire trolley and take it off the tracks. How is this the switch operator's fault?
I figured it out.
Because
She is an old-timey rail baron with a very large handlebar mustache, and this man can't pay the rent.
why do you keep bringing it back to landlord?
She is trying to drink somebody's milkshake.
We are moving on. We're moving on.
Like, I just don't understand how you accept responsibility for something that isn't like that was able to be taken off of the tracks and then put back on the tracks. You didn't disassemble it and reassemble it. How? Like what?
I will explain to you how. I'll explain to you how. Because I think we're forgetting the original part of this. The trolley is going to hit a person on the tracks, right? You're at a switch. If you don't do anything with that switch, the trolley hits the person on the tracks, and that is the end of it. Arguably, in that scenario, you did nothing. You did not switch the tracks. That was going to happen either way because that was part of my sick, twisted game, right? Either way, either choice here, someone is going to die. Okay? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. But your choice in this is if you switch the tracks. And if you switch the tracks, it then becomes this Ship of Theseus situation. So the entire reason this Ship of Theseus situation is even happening is because you switched it. You put the
No, it doesn't, because one is going to die anyways. Somebody is going to die. It doesn't matter
Everybody's
if it's
gonna
the switch
die.
operator's fault, because
So
it's the crew that was able to take it off of the tracks and put it back on the tracks.
So I have a question. So would you, by switching the tracks, would you then walk away from this situation believing that you saved somebody here?
Yeah.
If someone's going to die in 3 days when the thing magically hits them as it's been being disassembled on its way there at 16 miles an hour, I wouldn't know he was dying.
I would wipe my hands of it because I saved the one that I could save.
After that, it's out of your hands.
Yeah. If I can't affect the crew who is replacing the trolley in any way, if I can't stop them from replacing the thing, it's no longer my fault because
You can't change what you can't change.
I can't change what I can't change. I changed what I could. I saved the one that could be saved. And
doomed another one after my crew swaps out all the pieces.
yeah, so
You're doing your best.
So it's you. It's you.
Listen, you set up this whole elaborate charade. Someone call the cops.
And he could have not touched the switch. And the guy could have just died. The one guy could have just died. But instead, he throws the switch, igniting this Rube Goldberg-like contraption. He is just as culpable as me and the crew.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably slightly more culpable than anybody
have 3
involved,
days
because this is my second game. But
yeah, then I have unless I'm like also trapped at the switchboard.
no, you're not trapped. No, you could not do anything. You could not do anything. So would you not do anything and just kill the guy immediately, or are you definitely switching it, starting this Rube Goldberg sequence, and just walking away blame-free, scot-free?
Yeah, switch it and walk away completely scot-free because it is then.
I feel like you would bear some responsibility there.
No.
Okay. All right. We're moving on. There are plenty more rooms here. You are a trolley situation. You are a time traveler. A runaway trolley
situation.
A runaway trolley is going to kill 5 people. If you pull the lever, it will switch the track and only one person will die. But the one person on the track is your grandfather and your parents haven't been born yet. Would you pull the lever?
Yes, because I'm out of the time loop.
Okay.
Because time is...
the fact that
time travel
you are there means that you are in an alternate port. Yeah.
Yeah, this really depends on your interpretation of the future.
This isn't Back to the Future because everything works out the same. Everything works out the same anyways. Otherwise, no matter what choice everything will work out the way it should work out because no matter what choice I make, the timeline has to correct for it. If you're in a circular time travel, if you are in a branching time travel, then it doesn't matter anyways because you exist from your original branch. Now you're just making a new branch.
Well, what if the circular, you switch it, so you run over your grandfather? What if the circular it just erases you? That's how it fixes itself.
No, it doesn't.
It just erases you.
No, it doesn't, because then you can't go back in time to originally do it.
So you're then a paradox.
You're then a paradox because if you're not alive to go back in the first place, what are we talking about here? It never happened.
Wow, this one really kind of falls off of its hinges because if the track was set to kill your grandfather, then you would have to switch it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because that wouldn't be a paradox. Oh, wow.
Yeah, because if it's set to hit the 5 people and then versus your grandfather, if it's set to hit the 5 people, time travel, it's dumb. Don't use it in your stories because it never makes sense.
It does never make sense.
Which brings me up to the point of the MCU is still in a branch.
Yeah, it will forever be a branch.
It's in a branch that is divergent from the original timeline because the Tesseract is still in the TVA drawer. It never got a return to its original point in time.
It did not. Although I think the end of Loki season 2 kind of made that irrelevant. I think.
No, because
everything was falling apart.
Was the Tesseract returned to its original point in time for the rest of the MCU to happen?
No.
So therefore, it's a branch. Everything that's happening is a branch.
I think everything got pulled back together, though. I think.
Yeah, but the MCU
stop branching me off on this.
The MCU can't exist because after the Avengers, the Tesseract doesn't exist. Thanos can't get the Tesseract if it's in the TVA. Time travel is dumb. Don't use it.
The only time travel is done well is in Red Dwarf. And I will not be taking questions.
No, I agree with you.
The veil of ignorance. In this scenario, you don't know where you'll be in the trolley problem. You don't know if you'll be at the switchboard. You don't know if you'll be one of the 6 people tied to the tracks. You could be in the trolley, but you are aware of the scenario.
Am I the operating
What is in your
system on the
best
trolley?
interest? What's in your best interest? Do you want the lever pulled or no?
One is whatever is the lower number. Objectively speaking, 1 is less than 5.
If I don't know,
even if I am the
outcome is
one,
going to be,
pull the lever. Wrong lever.
Kronk.
So you would just hedge your bets that you're not the one. And if you are, well then, that sucks.
That sucks. 1 is less than 5. Even if I am the one.
How about you? You want to weigh in on this one?
I mean, if I don't know who I am in that, yeah, I'm just going to pull the lever or have the lever pulled.
Okay.
Pull my lever.
Ooh. Okay, this is a fun one. The lever will change the track, but it only changes the track for 5 seconds. Basically, it loops the train for 5 seconds, meaning you have to switch it again. If you don't switch it, it will kill 5 people. There is no one else nearby, and there's no way of leaving or reaching help. Do you keep pulling the lever and hope that circumstances will change, or do you decide that this is futile and
so you don't
you stop.
You don't know. You just have to keep pulling the lever.
Yes. You must
What kind
keep
of
pulling the
cell
lever
signal do
in
we
order
have
to
in the
save
area?
5 people. But you have to pull it every 5 seconds.
You keep pulling the lever.
Forever?
You don't know it's forever. If you knew it was forever, then you just let it go, because eventually it's just going to happen anyways.
Yeah, something's going to give out there, and it's normally the meat.
So if you don't know,
you would hope that your circumstances change.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Is there after a certain amount of time, would you then just give up?
until I pass out, or like
assume. So like imagine this is like a Sisyphean-esque task. So like you don't need to sleep, you don't need to eat.
It just depends on how long your mental strength can hold out. It's really just comes down to it. It's like it's up to each individual person how mentally strong you are to keep pulling that lever. But you keep
How long
pulling.
do you think you'd make it?
I don't know.
I mean,
But that comes into
even if you just keep pulling it, you're gonna get to a point where you are dehydrated, you are out of food, you are out of energy. The meat is just going to collapse.
You don't need to sleep or eat. If
I don't need to sleep or eat, then why am I standing here pulling a lever infinitely? What am I?
You woke up. Imagine it's the beginning of Skyrim and you woke up and the wagon dumped you off here.
Oh, then it's not my problem anyway. I'm not the one in control.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, you gotta at least try. And if you know the intervals, you can kind of roughly guess how long you've been at it. And after a certain point, you can just go,
I tried.
It's gonna happen whether I'm stuck in an infinite Groundhog Day loop of this. It's just gonna happen. But you gotta try. You gotta try.
Okay. All right. So you would roll the boulder up the hill.
Yeah.
Because you gotta try.
Well, no, because what's the point of rolling a boulder up the hill?
All right, alternate question though. What if, and hear me out on this, as you were rolling the boulder up the hill, a team of people kept chipping away at it and kept gluing in new marbles?
Katamari
By
style?
the time you get to the top of the hill, yes.
But yeah,
whose boulder is it? Is it Theseus's boulder?
Is it the same boulder?
Stop mixing my torture rooms. You're not supposed to do it like that.
What if we roll the boulder down the track?
You're doing it wrong.
What if we roll the boulder down the track
up a hill?
What if we roll the boulder down the track in the wrong direction? Does that work?
No.
What if I just go over to the
boulder on the trolley?
The boulder just crushes you. It's your first time in a torture room. What the hell?
No.
God.
Harder, daddy.
All right. So you have to blindly choose a path for the trolley to go down, right? There are two tracks and they're both shrouded. There's doors. So this trolley is going to bust through like a wooden door and then run over whatever's on the other side, right?
This is a dark ride at Disney. Got it.
Yes.
So it's just a small world.
Yeah, correct.
With less torture.
You monster.
As the trolley is approaching, a third path opens up. Do you stick with your original choice, or do you send it down this new third path?
So you don't know anything about any of the paths?
How long is the fast pass aisle?
So you know nothing about any of the paths.
You know that one of the paths has one person tied behind the door, and two of the paths have 5 people.
Oh, what's this? How's the statistics work on this? You send it down the third path. Thanks for the extra 33%.
You got a 33% chance.
Yeah. So it's a 50-50%. It's a 50-50 chance. You get a third option. Thanks for the extra 33% chance.
Yeah.
How's it an extra 33% chance?
That's how statistics works, apparently.
What? Wait.
It's the 3-door problem.
It is the 3-door problem. That is true.
So it's 50-50. You get a 50% chance. Thanks for the extra 33% chance because you added a third option. You send it down the third track. Thanks for the extra 33%.
How is that an extra 33%? I don't understand how you're thanking me for this. By the way, I'm looking at an illustration of this, and you do send it down the third path because there's only one person.
Yeah, thanks for the extra. That's how statistics works.
I don't like this.
If you have two choices and then you are given a third, you always take the third because it's statistically the higher probability. By being given that third option, you are being given an extra 33% chance of that being the correct option.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. Your choices is A, right, B, wrong, C, all of the above. Which do you choose, typically?
And you've already revealed the answer. You've revealed the answer to be you choose the third track because it is the one, because thanks for the extra 33% because
I think that's what I find so confounding about this is that, like, you said that, and I was like, I'm looking at the illustration, I'm like, what the fuck? He's right.
Yeah.
What the
hell? What is it? It's the what was that Kevin Spacey movie about blackjack? It's all about probability and statistics, and it's all it. What's that?
The Cooler?
No, I think it's literally just called 21.
Oh, okay.
But in one of the statistics classes that they're running is to find the people who can count cards. They're given the 3-door problem, and you just the way that statistics works, you get an extra 33% chance when you're given a third option.
Interesting.
I forget all of the math behind it, but the takeaway that I know that I've learned is that if you have a choice and you are given a third option, take the third option.
And that is only if you're presented a 50-50 choice and then it opens up to a 3. But that's not the choice. That's not that doesn't hold if it's 3 choices to
Yes, it
begin
does.
with.
Yes, it does, because it's a 33% chance either way you choose a door, and then you are given, because then you are given the choice of, do you want to stick with that door or choose another door? You choose the other door because statistically you are adding the two 33% together. So you always take the third option.
What? Oh, but how do you know which one is the third option if you're just if you just see 3 options? These
Yeah.
things aren't numbered.
Choose door 1, 2, or 3. You choose door 1. The game show host does their spiel, gives you the chance to change your door. You change your door. It doesn't matter if it's 2 or 3. You are given an extra 33% just by the fact of being given the option to change your choice.
You're essentially almost given a do-over, but still, yeah,
Okay. I'm going to take your
with
word for
lower
that.
risk.
This next trolley room is a lot more simple. Same trolley problem. It's heading towards 5 people. You can change it to go to 1. But if you change it, if you leave it alone and it hits 5 people, it does a sick loop-de-loop after it hits those 5 people. If you change it, it's only going to hit 1 person, but it's not going to do the sick loop-de-loop.
1 is less than 5. Loop-de-loop or not.
But there's a sick loop-de-loop.
Who am I trying to impress?
I don't know.
Am I on top of the trolley doing the kickflip on the trolley?
No.
Am I the trolley?
Am I the boulder?
No, you're the one operating the switch.
Am I dismantling the trolley?
I hate this. Bait of mockery.
When did you become a henchman?
All this prep work. Go, you set up these rooms, these elaborate ways.
And then a bunch of assholes make a mockery
bunch
of
of
it.
assholes come in and start rolling a boulder downhill and a trolley uphill. I hate
You
this.
and all your railroad money.
I hate it here.
And kick flipping people over the trolley.
Schrodinger's trolley.
Well, you've done it again. You've wasted another perfectly good hour of your time.
Boy, howdy did you waste this
monster.
hour.
Thank you for listening. Please let us know how you would handle trolley problems down below in the comments. And if
Or
you
any
have your
other
own trolley
problems.
Let us know what your trolley problem is. I like trolley problems. While you're down there, don't forget to subscribe, share the video, give us a like, hit that noti bell so that you know when we post new stuff. Thank you again for listening. I've been Mara.
Thanks for the extra 33%.
And I've been Schrodinger's cat.
Oh. Stay trolley cheese bags.